Hey guys, Anime Gypsy here with Boruto episode 25 review. Now, the beginning of this episode really got me angry. It was by far the worst part of the episode. That little bit that's always in the beginning before the intro. That part. Okay, first of all, Anko. They made Anko look so silly this episode. It was just atrocious. Do you guys remember when Anko was the shit? When Anko was that one character you had your eye on, just wondering what she's going to do next? Remember that first time we saw Anko just crashing into the classroom, just hog wild. Uh, Plus, we do know she has a good intellect. We've seen that when she was in the mission to track down Kabuto. She isn't a dumb broad. But in this episode, she's like, what? What? No, what the fuck? No, you don't do that. You don't. And the second part. Oh, and this just got to me. Boruto is able to use wind style. Are you fucking serious? Just no explanation. Just. That aside, the rest of the episode was pretty good. Okay, but I have to say this before I start the review. Actually, well, this is the review. Okay, so this episode was very significant because we got the first look at the Hidden Mist Village, before and after the Boruto series. This is the first time we've seen the Hidden Mist Village up close and personal, and I've said in a previous video that I talked about the future when I talked about the future of the Boruto series, that we were eventually going to go into the Hidden Mist, and we were eventually going to go into the Hidden Stone, and we're going to venture out of the land of fire and into the land of water and the land of earth, so on and so forth. That we have been spending so much time in the Naruto series inside the land of fire that we have not seen other places that much. And I get a bit of a confirmation here. Granted, it's not in the manga; it's in the anime. But as I've said before, the episodes in this anime, particularly this anime, that haven't shown up in the manga, those episodes are very important because they are canon material, guys. There is so much intertwining between the material in the manga itself and the anime, to the point where you can't say that this is not canon because it is sewn in there so much. You see the mention of the Otsutsuki, you see how the new incident is interdimensional, just like the Shin Uchiha incident, just like the Momoshiki incident, so on and so forth. Like this stuff is intertwined, guys. This isn't this and that, this isn't filler, this is the same material. Do you guys think that the Hidden Mist would be introduced in a filler episode alone? That the only time we get to see the Hidden Mist, or not, possibly we're going to see it again, but you think the first time we get to see the Hidden Mist, it's going to be a filler? Come on. No. This isn't a filler. And an introduction to a very specific character too, but that's later, guys. That's later. Alright, so after the first scene that I'm talking about, the second scene in the story is the classroom scene. And in that scene, you see Boruto just tied up like a wild, well, like, you know those stands where basically dead animals in a butcher shop are tied upside down? That was Boruto. He was, I don't know what he was doing to breathe, but he seemed pretty strangled to me. I'm just, and he was going wild too. He was like, I need air. And it's just like, oh, that aside, it was some silly shit, but it was kind of funny, to be honest. In that particular scene, we see Sarada elect Boruto, and that to me was like kind of a red flag for those shipping guys that are like, oh, he's gonna end up with her, or she's gonna end up with him, or whatever. Those guys that, you know, the guys that jump on a shipping train like that. I guarantee you that when this happened, a lot of people were like, oh, Sarada and Boruto are gonna end up together, and there were plenty of people beforehand when the series started. They're like, oh, they have to end up together. There is no competition. Fuck Surame. I don't know. I'm not gonna call stuff early. Remember when the majority of the fandom called Naruto Sakura early? when everyone was like, Naruto's gonna end up with Sakura, guaranteed, guaranteed. You know, this is what happens when people call shit early. Just saying. And that aside, there's this. The second thing that happened in this scene is Denki, and I know what you guys are thinking. What the fuck does Denki have to do with any of this? Well, Shikamaru said, "Hey Denki, you look like you got a good grip on Boruto." So this might not sound significant to you, but I think this is basically confirmation from the anime group that Denki is going to be in the Boruto manga, because you have a character it's been stated multiple times that he is close, he is tight with Boruto Uzumaki, the main character. So it just doesn't make sense, since this stuff is canon, that he wouldn't appear in the manga as well, just like all the other characters. So next up is we see more dialogue between the cat girl, with the cat girl, and that again solidifies what I was saying, that those characters, guys, those characters are gonna be in the manga sooner than later. Just saying, the cat girl and the dynamite girl, the girl that liked to blow shit up, the one with that little thingy majig, like near her eye, that girl. Those two are gonna be there with Tsurume, Sarada, and Chocho. Those are gonna be the 5 girls in Konoha, the Konoha 5 Kunoichi. Calling it out right now. They're gonna be the Konoha 5 Kunoichi. Calling it out. Alright. So that aside, we see Iwabe kind of giving this, the hidden mist. You guys don't know anything. Acting all cool and shit. Well, Iwabe always had that feel to him. There was this one character that you're like, I like this guy. You know? And Iwabe obviously knows stuff, because he's like, the hidden mist, guys, don't take it easy there. It's a pretty horrid place. But this is the thing. Iwabe, from his age, should have been born after the war, shouldn't he have? Like, shouldn't he? I mean, I'd think so. Okay, that aside. The next scene after the classroom scene is the Uzumaki household scene. And in that scene, we get a good look at basically Hinata doing everyday things. It was a slice of life scene, and to be honest, I like that scene. That little scene where Hinata packed Boruto's bag, because Boruto is not that responsible and doesn't know how to prioritize things for packing. You know, that's such a motherly thing. You know, seeing it gives the anime a little more of a, oh, this happened to me before. I remember when mom used to pack my bag for me when I was a kid. Like, you know, that stuff? Like that's like good old slice of life. That's something that everyone could relate to, you know? And aside from that, we see Boruto patting Himura on the head. Another slice of life piece right there. Very good. That's the third piece right there. And then we have the train scene, which basically tells us 2 things. One, that Onko... Actually, no, one thing. That Onko's coming, and Shino's coming. So 2. Anko and Chino are coming on the trip. All right. 2, I would say, very good fighters. Both Jonin, in my perspective. Both are Jonin. So the ship scene. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys caught this. Remember the cat girl? Okay. Her tail is real. It's not like some clothing stuff. She's not like a furry. No. Her this is some Goku shit. This is like Dragon Ball shit, you know? She has a tail. And we see that when she's wearing a swimsuit and jumping into the pool, that the tail is out. Like, is that a different clan of people, like the Uchiha, but they basically have very cat-like traits? Is this the cat clan that we saw associate? Is that the cat clan we saw associated with the Uchiha? If memory serves, Kiba got married to one of those people that had cats. Is she Kiba's daughter? I wonder. And I want to see her fight. I want to see some cat-related jutsu. You see, I'm a cat person. I like this stuff. Just saying. Alright. So, the cat scene. And okay, you see Saruda talking about why she chose Boruto as the class leader, and that's because she didn't want him fooling around and just messing around on his own. She wanted him to have some responsibility. You know, he had to be. She wants him to learn how to be responsible, which is why she basically gave him this. A dumb idea in my perspective, because knowing, like, if I was her, I would know better than to trust him with something like this and just expect him to get better. I just think he'd fool around, but that's just my perspective on the matter. Alright, aside from that, you see, yeah, that's pretty much it for that scene. Next is the night scene in the boat, and in that scene, you see slice of life. I used to live in a boarding school where they took your electronics, and I could totally relate to that, where you're playing cards all day and you're bored out of your mind, but you're enjoying your time with your friends. Like, that's something that really touched me. I was like, oh, I remember when I did that with Tristan Stenzel and Jacob and Noah Fields and Nathan. Oh my God, all right, that aside. Okay, so next is Anko's one-liner. I forgot what that line was, but she said it in such a menacing way, like, you guys, like, you have no idea. And that really that almost gave me shivers, because it's Anko. Okay, Boruto and Mitsuki, that little conversation. We're basically, okay. Mitsuki reaffirms what I was saying, that it's impossible for Boruto to master wind style like that. Thank you, Mitsuki. He needs to go through a trainer. But we saw him use wind style like this. Like, what the... Mitsuki. It's almost like it's not Saruda that has the Sharingan, but Boruto. Because Boruto only saw Mitsuki use wind style like twice. And he was able to like create a breeze of wind without even training for a chakra nature even once. How? Okay. Mitsuki's obsession with Boruto is reaffirmed this episode in that particular scene when they're talking to one another. And then there's the arrival. And you get introduced to this character this character has to have significance later on in the story. His name is Kagura, and he is a blatant ripoff of Yagura. I guarantee you, he is related to him somehow, some way. I remember when Naruto met all the Jinchuriki in that little time-space dimension stuff, and Yagura, and he's, oh, Yagura, you're a little kid. And Yagura's like, I'm married. He has to be Yagura's child. I'm calling this. He is Yagura's child. Just saying. It's blatantly obvious. Alright. I actually want to go back. No. After Yagura's, we see that it's just so Sasuke-esque how all the girls just drooled over. Like, all the girls are just saliva coming out of every orifice. Like, oh, Kagura. Like, jeez, that was so Sasuke-esque. Don't you guys agree about this? Okay. But then there was this one line where Chocho was like, okay, he looks hot, but I wonder what he's like inside. And then Boruto, out of nowhere, he's kind of like a sword. How do you know this? How could you judge something like... Where does this context come in? How... Like... That just confuses me. How did you reach this conclusion? That's number one. Why would you reach such a conclusion? And by what means have you reached this conclusion? Is your eye jutsu capable of seeing someone's soul? Is that the case, Monsieur Boruto? Oh yeah, your eye jutsu doesn't work right now, does it? No, it doesn't make sense. Okay. Boruto, okay. So, that particular scene where Kagura comes to shake Boruto's hand, Boruto reaffirms his individualism as usual, like, oh, I'm not the Hokage-san, I'm Boruto Uzumaki, I'm my own person. And we get that. We really do. We like this scene was irrelevant. It reaffirms what we've known, but at the same time, we've seen him say this sentence so many times, it's nauseating. It really is. Guys, can you count off the top of your head how many times Boruto said, I am not the Hokage's son, I am Boruto Uzumaki? Okay. So we find out that the hidden mist is a trading village. And I think that's important because remember, this is the age after war, and basically them having money is them having power. I mean, that's basic political science. You know, money is power in a state. You know, the more resources you could trade, the more important. Okay, especially port cities like the Cape of Good Hope and you know, the Suez Canal, and you know stuff like this. You know, it gets you good money and that gives you power. Just saying. Okay, that aside, we have Denki, and we realize that Denki is now obsessed with collecting stuff because he's like, oh, I really want this. It's basically characterization for Denki. Then we see this picture that reaffirms what I'm saying. I'm calling this shit the Konoha 5 the Kunoichi. The Kunoichi, you know what I'm saying, the Konoha 5 Kunoichi. I'm just saying they're gonna be like, I'm calling it out. Those 5, they've been pictured. I don't really want to see more of Sumire, more of the Dynamite Girl, and more of the Cat Girl. I really do, and I'm calling it right now. Those 5 are gonna be in groups. They're gonna be the Anko, the Hinata, the Anko, the Hinata, the Sakura of this generation, the Tenten of this generation. I know Tenten gets a lot of hate. I honestly think she could have been better written, but I think she's a missed opportunity, to be honest. She really is a missed opportunity because she's the only long distance precision fighter in Naruto, and she doesn't get a special scene. That's a blatant missed opportunity right there. No. Okay, that aside. Okay, so that picture probably going to be my thumbnail, by the way. Alright. We get more dialogue with the Cat Girl and the Dynamite Girl, reaffirming what I'm saying. Then Iwabe strays away. Now that's the next scene. Iwabe straying away, and Boruto and Denki basically follow him. Then we get introduced to Hasuku and Shizuma. Hasuku and Shizuma. I'm not sure if they're gonna be in arc villains. They're probably not. They're probably not gonna be in arc villains. I am saying this right now because Boruto, as he stands right now, does not stand a ghost of a chance against Shizuku. Unless, and I hope this doesn't happen, unless they pull some fairy tale crap. This isn't going to happen. Unless they get some insane power up out of nowhere, and they're able to defeat those two through the power of friendship. That's not going to happen. Just saying. And then the mist comes, and the episode ends, and overall, this episode was a 3 out of 5 at best. At best, a 3 out of 5, because you have that first scene, that atrocious first scene. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth just thinking about it. That scene. Actually, no. This scene literally gave me a migraine. You can't make Onko that dumb. It's a blatant violation of her character. Like, honestly. And I know there aren't that many Onko fans out there, but if you are an Onko fan, just give me a like, please. just so I know I'm not alone. Just so I know, you know, I have other fellow anime community members that like Onko as well. Just please keep that. Alright. That's Anime Gypsy. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike and comment right down below. And until next time, guys. Oh, by the way, I'm going to leave the link down below to my video that I did talking about all the theories for Boruto. Basically, the war and all that jazz. So if you guys are interested, check that out. Alright, and until next time, guys, this is Anime Gypsy, and I'm out.